Ladies and gentlemen, now today we've got our very first look at some of the stuff that's going to be arriving in April, and overall I'm very interested to see kind of what next month has in store, because it's the first kind of tie-in month between Marvel Contest of Champions and Realm of Champions. The two new characters are themed on the new game that Kabam are doing, and this is to kind of start linking it all in. So now that the Grandmaster has been defeated, Karina has essentially found a brand new power, a brand new world there, and we've got two new champions. We've got Sorcerer Supreme and also Storm Pyramid X. Now, from the early Comic-Con look, both of these champions are looking 10 times better. They look really, really cool, and I'm excited for both of them, man. Like, I think they both look a little bit interesting. I've had a very a brief read of them, and I think most of the hype does surround Sorcerer Supreme, but again, I haven't done a proper breakdown yet, and we will do that later on the channel. However, both of them have some cool synergies as well, which we'll have a look at in today's video, and see what that might mean for some other champions as well. However, there is going to be a brand new side event, so these two new champions demand that you fight for their side, and it's up to you to choose who you will side with. The champions of the contest have already begun to find their choices, with champions loyal to Iron Man, Hulk and Civil Warrior fighting alongside the Sorcerer Supreme. Meanwhile, many who follow Thor, Black Panther and Spider-Gwen find their allegiances in line with Storm Pyramid X. This month-long event consists of 4 quests, with 1 quest being released each week. Depending on which side you choose, your quest and rewards will differ. Siding with Sorcerer Supreme will reward you with rank-up materials, while joining Storm Pyramid X will reward you with crystal shards. Choose wisely. Will you side with the followers of the Ancient One or the worshippers of Apocalypse? Know your enemy, Summoner. Your rewards will depend on your skill in battle. Now, on top of that, you also have the ability to double cross your initial choice halfway through the month on the 15th of April. So the first 2 quests for each side then get permanently locked, and then it's your chance to turn your back on your team and pledge allegiance to the opposing team to gather the resources promised by the other team. So if you don't like the decision you made first, you can switch over for the last 2 weeks, but it seems like your decisions are going to be in blocks of 2 weeks. So there's no way to kind of get absolutely everything. You need to either go for all rank up materials and then rank up materials and shards, or all shards, or shards and then rank up materials, if that does make sense. So yeah, we're gonna have to see kind of the values as to, you know, which one might be better depending on certain situations, but I think, you know, looking at those, we'll be able to make a bit of an informed decision, and we'll probably do a breakdown when all that information does become available there. Also, there are going to be faction-specific solo objectives, so this might be something to kind of keep in mind as well, but I assume all of these kind of tie into the bigger rewards picture, which again, we don't have any specific information on just yet. Now, the next title, and I'm not too sure why this title is so small, because this is apparently meant to be a really, really big thing, so big that before, you know, this whole global pandemic thing, loads of people, including myself, were meant to fly out to Kabam to test out the brand new feature Incursions. However, as you can imagine, lads, with the global lockdown, unfortunately this has been cancelled, so we're not going out to Kabam, but who knows, there might be other stuff going on. So basically, Incursions are coming, and I don't know anything about Incursions yet. However, it's going to be a brand new game mode. Kabam John does refer to Incursions as Fungeons, fun dungeons. So here the little teaser says, enter a digitized version of the battle realm in Ultron's domain. Empower your champions with buffs and new abilities in this co-op mode that puts the ability to break the game in your hands. So that sounds fun, man. That sounds like a really fun description, but I just want to jump in, man. I want to see some of the gameplay. So hopefully we're going to see this, like, you know, maybe the second, the third week of the month. It depends, like, how much kind of the schedule has been disrupted by the whole global pandemic thing. So yeah, I'm not really too sure exactly when we're going to see Incursions, but I'm looking forward to it, man. There's been a lot of hype going on across the Kabam forums for these. So yeah, I'm very, very excited. Now, in terms of bug fixes as well, this one, I always thought it was an issue. It's one of those things that you think, you know, is an issue, but you also think might be in your head as well. However, they have fixed an issue where the opponent would respond slower than usual to the end of a combo with Ghost Rider, Ronin, Winter Soldier, Human Torch, Symbiote Supreme, Guillotine, and Star-Lord. I've always had a little bit of trouble consistently parrying with these champions, man, especially playing Human Torch and Symbiote Supreme, so I'm glad to know that it actually wasn't all in my head. So apparently the parry timing should be more consistent for these champions now. And they've also fixed an issue where some champions, and I wish they would have given a few examples here, experienced a short pause between subsequent heavy attacks. So the majority of newer champions and champions in general, if you get the opponent into the corner and they don't have power, your heavy is fast enough most of the time for top tier characters and newer characters just to spam that heavy attack. So I don't know if that means like that is possible now for every single champion. I think if that is the case and it's consistent across the board now, this could open up some new strategies when it comes to playing various characters. So yeah, I wish they gave like a few examples or there was a list of this, because you know it doesn't really help. However, I'll do a little bit of playing around when the update hits and see if we can find some interesting stuff there. They've also fixed an issue where the opponent could attack while KO'd. I have never seen that one, but I imagine it's very frustrating, man. But I'd love to see a clip of that. If anybody has a clip of that, man, tweet that to me, because I really want to see that one. I've never heard of that bug before. Clarified the description as well of the Despair Mastery to state that it caps at 100% and doesn't reverse healing. I assume they're without Petrify. Also fixed an issue with Ant-Man, Captain America Infinity War, and the Particle Protector buff, where offensive ability accuracy for glancing abilities was reduced more than 100%. There's also Aegon and Abyss of Legends, clarified Abyssal Enhancement description to note that it bypasses immunities to ability accuracy reduction. So I don't think that changes anything with Aegon for any fights in the Abyss, at least to the best of my knowledge, but I might be wrong on that one. Also Nihilus, all hits of his special 2 are now energy projectiles and are acting correctly there. Black Panther CW clarified that Black Panther will purify any debuff applied alongside a stun effect when consuming an armor up buff to reflect the stun. Also Cable clarified Cable's degeneration ability to specify that it is triggered by bleed debuffs. Grandmaster edited the pause screen description to clarify the target for inverted controls and to clarify how Grandmaster becomes unstoppable when knocked down near the wall. This is a really cool little thing, man, because if you pause the Grandmaster fight, it kind of tells you what's happening at any specific phase. So yeah, it's just really helpful. If you get stuck in that fight, you're a little bit confused, man, you can just pause it, figure it out. So that's pretty nice there. Also Thing fixed an issue where shield visual effect would not show up when fighting Invisible Woman. Killmonger fixed an issue where the last hit of his special 2 attack could be blocked by the opponent. Mojo clarified Smile for the Camera synergy description with Psylocke to specify power lock debuffs. Storm edited passive ability to clarify that the ability reduces the potency of shock effects. Sunspot fixed an issue where the last hit of his special 2 would occasionally not make contact. I think we had that once when playing the champion. It's quite a rare one from my experience, but it is a little bit annoying as well. And then finally, we got Vision Arcus fixed an issue where Cold Snap would not scale with Fury. So I don't know if that's going to make Vision Arcus on certain nodes a bit more annoying to fight, but yeah, maybe it's a good thing if you have Vision Arcus, but Vision Arcus is already quite annoying to fight with that Cold Snap. I guess there are plenty of counters out there, but I just wanted to have a very quick look at some of the new champions and how their synergies affect existing characters. So we got Storm, Pyramid X, and again, we're going to do some full abilities breakdowns a little bit later, but just looking at the synergies here. So the first one she has of an existing champion is Bishop, and this one for Bishop, every 15 seconds generates a power gain buff granting 20% of a bar of power over 5 seconds. And while this power gain buff is active, each prowess increases special attack damage by an additional 3%. And we did a very cheesy video on Bishop, I think it was about like 3-4 months ago. So I'm kind of thinking with this, man, we might be able to have a lot of fun. This does not seem like a bad synergy at all. Hopefully it means it generates as well at the beginning of a fight. That'd be really nice to see, and not like you have to wait 15 seconds to get it, because if it's right at the beginning, I think that's going to be really nice. But I'm curious to see, you know, how this one does work there. Also, Storm gain up to 100% shock, cold snap, and incinerate resistance based on stored power. And while suffering from a shock, cold snap, or incinerate debuff, Storm's special attack damage is increased by 30%. So that seems a little bit interesting. I think the what is it? The annoying thing is that probably by the time, you know, you get this 100% resistance, you know, you need to get up to full power and then you're dead. And the majority of, like, Storm's damage output is from those special attacks as well. So I don't think this is going to be great for Storm, but it might have its uses, man. So yeah, I'm curious to see how that one works out. And there's also a Spider Guild synergy as well. And this is with Spider-Man, Spider-Gwen, and Spider-Man Miles. So evadability accuracy is increased by 30%, and after activating an evade, you inflict a stun for 2 seconds. But both of these effects enter cooldown for 12 seconds after the stun is activated. So yeah, that seems like a bit of an interesting synergy. I'm not really too sure if it has much of a practical application on offense, and you know, synergies like they just don't work in defense, so this is going to be really annoying. Please nobody pair this up in arena, because that's going to be really annoying for so many players in arena, especially with the limber mastery there. So that one, it kind of seems like it just serves to annoy players. However, I don't know, Spider-Man Miles, you can get like pretty much guaranteed evade if you really stack up those charges. So maybe there's some fun stuff that you can do with this synergy. We'll have to have a little bit of a play around, but I think I'm most excited about the Bishop synergy. There's nothing like super crazy synergy wise though. And also, yeah, mutants landed strikes during special attacks gain 12% attack rating. So the synergies are okay with Storm, but nothing like you know, really eyebrow raising. Now let's have a bit of a look at the synergies for Sorcerer Supreme. So she's got one with Doctor Strange and Symbiote Supreme, which gains a passive prowess whenever a blessing activates, increasing special attack damage by 15%. And these last until the end of the synergy member's next special attack and are capped at 3. So I imagine this is like, in most cases, like 30 to 45% more damage on special attacks there. I guess Doctor Strange and Symbiote Supreme aren't really known for their like crazy damage on their special attacks, but it does seem like a nice bonus, so not too bad on that one, man. I think that's a decent enough prowess buff. And then we've got Mystic Arts with Dormammu, Dr. Voodoo, and Mordo. So Dr. Voodoo special attack 2 can convert up to 3 of any buff instead of only converting lowers. So that might be quite nice for power control in various scenarios, man. I like that as a bit of a, you know, alternate way to get the power drain there. And then we've got Dormammu. All effects that power drain the opponent also deal a burst of energy damage for 15% of Dormammu's attack. I don't think it's really going to be a crazy amount of damage there, but nice bonus to Dormammu, not too bad. And Mordo, all of his Fury buffs will last an additional 4 seconds. That's a pretty solid durational increase there. However, Mordo, he does need maybe a little bit more firepower than that. So nothing super game-changing, but nice little bonuses there as well. And then we've got one with Archangel, Nebula, and the Champion. So all champions gain, depending on the star, block penetration up to 400 there. So, yeah, that kind of seems like it might be a bit more useful for the Champion. Nebula, Archangel, you're not really smacking into the block that much, and they didn't really have, like, that high base attack. So, yeah, I think the Champion one is the way to go there, but it's not really too crazy, at least in my opinion. But it might be alright for some scenarios, especially when it does come to, like, invade nodes. Maybe that's going to make the Champion pretty good for those. But yeah, who knows. And then we've also got Gamma Horde with Hulk, Ragnarok, Red Hulk, Joe Fixer, and She-Hulk. And it increases the duration of stuns by 25%. Now, I think does this like actually work for the parry as well? If it works for the parry, this could be crazy, man. This could be like 7 combos with every Hulk champion. I don't know if their block proficiency is enough to make it 7 combos, but it could be 7 combos. I think like OG Hulk though might have the most benefit because you might be able to like weave in even more hits on that already very long special 1 stun. So I'm curious to see how that one works. That one certainly doesn't seem too bad. And then we've also got House of Iron as well. So she does have a lot of synergies, man. So this one is with Iron Man Infinity War, War Machine, and Hulkbuster. So armor break debuffs inflicted on the opponent have 30% increased potency. So, yeah, it seems kind of a nice bonus. I wouldn't say anything too crazy there, but yeah, it's okay for Iron Man Infinity War. The rest of the champions aren't really played. Maybe Hulkbuster, after his buff, is going to have a really big armor break, and maybe this is going to scale up even more. So yeah, it doesn't seem too bad there. But overall, I'm excited for next month. I think there's going to be a lot of stuff coming, but I do think the kind of the biggest potential thing of next month are going to be Incursions, which we have a very limited amount of info on, but it seems like a solid side event with additional objectives on top, so hopefully the rewards and the new champions do live up to the hype there. But anyway, ladies and gentlemen, let me know your thoughts on the April update for Marvel Contest of Champions. Are you excited? How do you feel about this new update? And if you did enjoy today's breakdown, please do smash that like button. That'd be greatly appreciated. Aside from that, thank you very much for watching. Take care, and I hope that you have an absolutely fantastic day.